What's up, YouTube? How's everyone doing? This is your boy Reg in the building. Just letting you guys know, I'm actually redoing this CD recap part because my phone kind of fucked up, that file and stuff like that. So I guess gotta do this whole fucking shelf up to the where it says the Master Ace Disposable Arts and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully I can get through everything because I have like limited time before I go to work. Before I get ready for work, excuse me. So let's just get started. I'm just probably gonna run through a lot of these anyway. First album I got for y'all is Faith Evans with the Faith album. This album came out in 1995 on Bad Boy Records and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very dope album in my personal opinion. Personally, I feel like when it comes to Faith Evans, I feel like sometimes she don't really get a lot of the props she deserves and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? She was like the first lady of Bad Boy for a fucking reason. You know what I'm saying? So this album was known for songs like All This Love, Soon As I Get Home, You Used to Love Me. You know what I'm saying? This definitely had like a nice little mid-90s R&B kind of feel to it. Honestly, her first three albums are my favorite, but if I had to pick my favorite album, I'm more of a Keep the Faith person. This might be my third favorite album because Faithfully is another underrated album that really did not get promoted too well. Cough, cough, puffy, but that's another story. Then we got Eve with Rough Riders First Lady. This album came out in 1999. A very dope album in my personal opinion. Her best album in my personal opinion too, because when it comes to this record right here, you know, she was definitely on the hip hop tip. I kind of felt like with each album after this, she kind of went a bit more pop, but that's not like, when I mean like pop, it's not necessarily like a bad thing. I just feel like with this one, she definitely like stood her own. Songs like Philly Philly was dope. Scenario 2000 with the Rough Rider was pretty good. You know, DMX, LOX, and Dragon. Heaven Only Knows. You know what I'm saying? Let's Talk About featuring Dragon was good too. You know what I'm saying? This was a very nice album. Then we got Fat Joe with Jealous One's Envy. This album came out in 1995. Relativity. My favorite Fat Joe album. Sorry for the condition on this one. I've had this for years. And I think when I was doing some organizing, I kind of knocked this over by mistake and shit like that too. But the CD still works fine, thank God. That's all that matters, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is actually my favorite Fat Joe record. Like songs like Shit Is Real, Watch Out, Bronx Tale. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he truly found his sound with that one, in my personal opinion. Then we got Don Cartagena. This came out in 1998. I like this record. It's a dope record too, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, I kind of feel like this one is slightly overrated if you're talking about Fat Joe Scott, because this is kind of like his breakthrough album and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, Big Pun wrote literally like almost all the records in this album and shit too, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, this is when Pun was coming out, you know, Capital Punishment came out earlier, a very dope record. But just because I feel like this is slightly overrated does not mean it's a failure by any means. Like you got songs like Crack Attack, the title track, John Blaze, you know what I'm saying, that gangster shit. Everything was pretty good on this record. In my opinion, I feel like this was his last great album, but his last good album was probably Loyalty. Loyalty, The Dark Side Volume 1 has some okay cuts too. I'm not gonna hold you, but yeah, man, that's the Fat Joe I fucking like. Then we got Lupe Fiasco with Food and Liquor Part 2. This album came out, I want to say it came out 2012. Yeah. Now, you guys should know, I'm not really the biggest Lupe Fiasco fan like that. Most of my love regulates to like the first two records. This was actually a gift from my homeboy DJ. Shout out to my homeboy DJ, by the way. This was known for songs like Bitch Bad, Battle Scars, Around My Way. The thing I don't like about this record, like, I feel like it's better than Lasers, but the production was very weak on this record. I'm not gonna hold you, even for like Lupe standards and shit too. But yeah, like I said, Lupe can spit. Don't get me wrong, but it's just that some of the production choice he picks sometimes can be a bit. Then we have Flatbush Zombies, 3001: A Lace Odyssey. This came out in 2016. I like Flatbush Zombies. I haven't heard everything in the discography and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me turn this TV down and shit like that, so copyright won't be on my ass. But yeah, this record right here was pretty good. Probably my favorite record my favorite record they ever came out with. Spike Lee joint, Fly Away, A Session. Everything was pretty good. Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. I mean, I don't even have to be fucking too long with this one, but this one right here is a very, 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 very dope record. You know, rest in peace to Christy McVie. Rest in peace to her and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? This album is known for songs like Dreams, my all-time favorite Fleetwood Mac song. Don't Stop, Go Your Own Way. Very, very, very dope record. Then we got John Forte with the Pauly Sky album. This album came out in 1998. You know, John Forte was like a affiliate of the Fugees and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? This album was I mean, it wasn't really my cup of tea. I'm not the biggest John Forte. I got this in the CD lot. Speaking of the Fugees, The Score. This album came out in 1996. This is a hip hop classic. A lot of people say it's a very dope album. I'm not gonna hold you guys. While it is better than Blown Out of Reality, I'm not gonna act like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. When it comes to like the top 10 hip hop albums of '96, it's not really in my top 10 like that because it's a good mixture when it comes to hip hop. It's a good mixture when it comes to like hip hop, reggae, a little R&B and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Very, 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 very dope track like Family Business, How Many Mics, Ready or Not, Zealots. And you know what kills me about this record? I'm not even gonna hold you. You have like the hip hop community. They would talk so much love about this record right here, but at the same time, this is the gag. The gag is they don't talk about the quote unquote hip hop songs when it comes to this record. It's always Killing Me Softly. Pretty much the Lauryn Hill songs, like the Lauryn Hill led songs and shit like that. And that's not a bad thing per se. You know, that's not a bad thing per se, but at the same time, there's plenty of other songs like Zealots, Family Business, Cowboys. Hell, give me Fuji La, man. Give me that track right there, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so let me be real with you. If I have like plenty of artists for this one right here, I'm just gonna show y'all this. I'm gonna show y'all this and stuff like that. Just the gangster albums. Pretty much I have everything except for No More Mr. Nice Guy. Pretty much everything I have. No More Mr. Nice Guy. And what's the album? The posthumous album they came out with and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? This was a pretty good record. This was a very, very, Step in the Arena, one of my favorites they ever came out with. Very, very, very dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Execution of a Chump. Lovesick title track. This is hip hop at its finest. Daily Operation 92. Step in the Arena was 1991, by the way. This album right here was very dope as well too. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. 91. They went a bit more political with this record. Songs like Soliloquy of Chaos, my favorite track. Ex Girl to Next Girl, Conspiracy. And You Can't Go Wrong. Gangstar. How Hard to Earn. This album right here was a very, 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 very dope album. They kind of went a bit more hardcore with this one right here and stuff like that. A bit more darker with this one in comparison and shit too. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like it's a good record and shit like that too. Guru did some of his best rapping on this one and Moment of Truth. Songs like Mass Appeal, Suckers Need Bodyguards, The Wick, which The Wick was originally it was a B-side to I want to say it was the B-side to Ex Girl to Next Girl. No, the B-side to Take It Personal. Yeah. It was a B-side to that, but you know, like Chuck D said, a B-side wins. So it still like fits like the whole Hard to Earn. It still fits Hard to Earn and shit like that too, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, pretty dope record and shit. Then we got Gangstar with Moment of Truth. Very, very, very dope record. It's actually my favorite Gangstar album to date. Songs like Robin Hood Theory, Royalty, Above the Clouds. You know, they had a bit more guest appearances on this one. You know, some in-house, some other people in the industry, like, you know, MOP and shit like that. And he had Casey and JoJo. You know what I'm saying? They went through a lot of stuff with this album. Like, for one, Guru was pretty much arrested for like a gun charge and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And he talks about that on the song JFK to LAX and stuff like that too. So yeah. And the last gangsta album I have in my collection is fucking The Owners. Pretty good record, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when it comes to this record right here, it's pretty much one of the most consistent works. Because, you know, 2003 was when hip hop was really becoming a different spot. So this album was kind of like a breath of fresh air and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? This album came out in 1971. I mean, do I even have to talk about this record? You know what I'm saying? This is definitely one of the most premier soul albums of all time. You know, when it comes to this record, you know, Marvin pretty much, you know, was inspired by his brothers, Vietnam War stories and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? And you could also thank Obi from the Four Tops as well for giving him some of the inspiration for this album as well too. So yeah, this is a pretty good record. You know, What's Going On? Save the Children. Oh my God, I love that record. Flying High. Like, do. I mean, this was very, very, very dope record right here and shit like that. Now, granted, I'm gonna cause some controversy. I'm saying this is actually not my favorite MG album. That honor kind of goes more to Hear My Dear. But you know what? This is actually my second favorite. So Marvin Gaye, I Want You. This album came out in 1976. Rest in peace, Janice Gaye, who was pretty much his girl who eventually became his wife and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? She pretty much was the inspiration for this album and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, very, very, very dope record. Very luscious, nice little soul and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of classic songs was on this record, like all the way round, since I had you, title track. My only gripe with this record was so good. It had a bit too many like instrumentals, intro jams, and I've heard some of the unreleased shit from this album and stuff like that too. And I was like, this album could have been like maybe 3 extra tracks. If you guys are good fans of this album, get the I Want You Rarities edition, which I'm trying to get that in my collection. But yeah, man, money and shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause sometimes I try to get that shit. That should be sold out real quick. All right, got Gangstar. Got the Ghetto Boys right here. We got the We Can't Be Stopped album. This album came out in 1991. This pretty much was like their breakthrough album, if you ask me. Mind Playing Tricks on Me was a dope record. We Can't Be Stopped. Homie Don't Play That. Chucky. This album to me was very good. You know, this album, of course, if you guys look at the album cover, this album came out at a time when Bushwick Bill tried to kill himself, and he was in the hospital and stuff like that too. And fucking Jay Prince pretty much wanted to what was it? He wanted to like get the album cover and stuff like that of Bushwick Bill doing that stuff in the hospital in the bed and stuff like that too. So crazy story with that, you know what I'm saying? And even Bushwick Bill said he felt some kind of way about that. Rest in peace to Bushwick Bill, by the way. And we got Till Death Do Us Part. This album came out in 1993. A very, very, very dope record. Not even gonna hold you. I miss Willie D, because you know Willie D left for a while after We Can't Be Stopped, but I do actually like this record a bit better than We Can't Be Stopped. I feel like Big Mike. I felt like Big Mike was pretty much a nice replacement and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Cause you guys should know Big Mike was originally a writer for Death Row Records. So some of the songs like Crooked Officer, No Nuts, No Glory was originally supposed to have been for like some Death Row artists and stuff too. So then we got Freddie Gibbs and Madlib, Bandana. This album came out in 2019. Very dope album. I don't give a damn what no one said. This album to me is a fucking classic. If you ask me and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Um, this album has shit like Crime Pays, excuse me, Situations, Cataracts, Goddamn, I love that track. Half Man, Half Cocaine. You know what I'm saying? This album to me, probably Freddie Gibbs' best work in my personal opinion. I don't know if I would say this is Madeline's best work because I've been a Madeline fan since the Quasimodo days. And shit like that too. So yeah. Then we have Gnarls Barkley, St. Elsewhere. And my batteries want to fuck up right now. We got Gnarls Barkley, St. Ace Elsewhere. Pretty dope record. You know what I'm saying? Danger Mouse and CeeLo Green. Everyone knows the song Crazy. But I like songs like Gone Daddy Gone, Smiling Faces, Necromancer, Storm Coming, and stuff like that. Very dope record. Alright. You know what? Since my battery's acting up, honestly, I'm not really trying to cause no bullshit. I'm just gonna probably do everything up until I get into the J's and stuff like that. Cause like I said, I gotta get ready for work soon and shit. If I can get at least a good 30 minutes of this shit, then everything can be Gucci and shit, if that makes sense. Then we're gonna get to Grand Poobah and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? This is his first album, Real to Real. Very dope record. You know what I'm saying? With this record right here and shit like that, you know, he left Brand Nubian, you know what I'm saying? They kinda had like a falling out or whatever and shit, you know what I'm saying? So him and DJ Alamo pretty much did their thing with this record and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? This album was known for songs like 360. That's how we move it. Check it out. Like I'm gonna be real. Every song on this album slaps. Back It Up. Baby What's Your Name is a fucking banger. Check the Resume. You know what I'm saying? This whole fucking record was just a very dope record. If you ask me, you know what I'm saying? And it's also his best solo album. I like 2000, but 2000 has some filler. It had a bit too much like singy songs and stuff like that. But that's something let's do it for a different day. Then we're gonna get into Ariana Grande with fucking Positions. This album came out in 2021. This one was a pretty good album. You know, with this album right here, she kind of like went a bit more on like the raunchy kind of side of things. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I would say like probably like some of her most mature work so far, if you ask me. I'm not the biggest Ariana Grande fan, but I do admit she can actually sing compared to other motherfuckers. Cough cough, Adele. But yeah, man, songs like fucking Shut Up, Safety Net, My Hair, pretty cool track album. Then we got Al Green, Living for You. This album came out in 1973. This is actually a 2006 reissue. One of the most underrated Al Green albums I've ever heard, in my personal opinion, and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear no one talk about this record. I think this record came out after Call Me. Songs like Let's Get Married. He did a cover of The Righteous Brothers, Unchained Melody, Home Again. Very dope album. I feel like it's one of his best. Alright, Guns N' Roses got the Use Your Illusion series. Both released on 1991 on the same day. I'm gonna keep it real, a buck with you. These albums was just as good as Appetite for Destruction and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Use Your Illusion 1 is probably my favorite album too. It was a bit more hard rock. Compared to the 2. You know what I'm saying? I love songs like the cover of Wings, Live and Let Die, Right Next Door to Hell, Bad Obsession, Back Off Bitch, The Garden, my favorite track off this one. Then we have the Use Your Illusion 2. This one was another good record right here. This one was a bit more on the progressive rock kind of sound. Civil War, Shotgun Blues. You know what I'm saying? This is actually the last records you had with Izzy and stuff too. So Izzy definitely did his thing on songwriting and some of the arrangements on the album and stuff too. Guru, Jazzmatazz. This album came out in 1993. Very, 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 very dope album. This is known for songs like Loungin', Transit Ride, Down in the Back Streets, Take a Look at Yourself. In my opinion, the best Jazzmatazz. Jazzmatazz 2 was okay. It was a mix of more R&B compared to the jazz. But I would just stick to maybe the first three Jazzmatazzes and shit. So yeah. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna do this right here because my battery's trying to fucking act up. But you know what? It's all good. I might just do another CD recap tomorrow anyway. Then we got Guy with The Future. This album came out in 1990. Very, very, very dope record right here. You know, this record came out during some controversy and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Their manager was pretty much fucking over their money and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? I think Gene Gatling, that was his name, fucking up their money, and the dude, I think his name was Timmy Gatling. He left the group and stuff like that too before the first album came out. So they replaced him with Aaron Hall's brother, Damian Hall, and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this album pretty much had like a lot of crazy controversy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But arguably, I feel like this is their strongest album. If you ask me, you know, with songs like Her, Let's Stay Together, Dog Me Out, Total Control. No, this album had a bit more of a darker undertone because, you know, they're talking a lot about, you know, the record industry and shit like that too. So yeah, give me 1 second. All right, now we're gonna get into Jasmine Guy. Yes, Whitley. You know what I'm saying? Her self-titled album. This album came out in 1990. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. This album was okay. I feel like some of the full force production kind of saved the album and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, ironically, you had production from Timmy Gatling here too. So yeah. But compared to the Tisha Campbell album, this one was a bit more better, but not by a long shot, if that makes sense. This album was known for songs like Try Me, Don't Want Money, Johnny Come Lately. I mean, if you like that early 90s R&B and shit like that, this one's for you. All right. Got GZA. You know what I'm saying? The Genius. This is his second and his third album. Yes, I said second and third album. Words from the Genius I don't have. Liquid Swords. Very dope record right here. You know what I'm saying? Hip-hop classic. Known for songs like Investigate Reports, Living in the World Today, Cold World, Shadowboxing. Very dope album. Possibly my favorite Wu solo album. I'm not going to hold you. I feel like the complexity that this album had was very, very, very dope. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, a very, very strong album. Excuse me, I can't talk. A very, very strong album when it came to GZA. I wish I can say the same about Beneath the Surface, which this might be his weakest album to date, if you ask me. It's like the production was kind of weak. I mean, GZA himself did his thing on this record, but I just felt like, you know, some of the production was kind of weak. Some of the songs was kind of boring. I like Breaker Breaker. Beneath the Surface was okay. Everything else was kind of, I mean, if you're a Wu-Tang head, then I mean you should fuck with this album. But I mean, it's an acquired taste for some. That's all I gotta say. Oh my God, move, man! Damn. Sorry about that. I'm like doing 8 things at once, trying to record something on my laptop and shit. Yes. Yeah, sorry about that. That was a bit too awkward. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. I'm multitasking at once. Then we got Her. This is like a compilation of like first two EPs and stuff like that. Very, very, very dope. This album came out in the EPs came out 2016, 2017. This album didn't actually come out until 2019. Very dope. Songs like Focus, You, Best Part. I mean, I need to get some more of her albums, but this one was pretty good. You know, I like it. Going. I literally just hate technology. I just fucking hate technology, I swear to God. Y'all update all these damn materials and shit, but no, you can't have one fucking software that works. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, then we got Aaron Hall with the Truth album that came out in 1993. This record right here was actually a very dope record. You know what I'm saying? His best solo album and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? This was known for songs like I Miss You, Pick Up the Phone, Don't Be Afraid to Jazz You Up. Which that's one thing that my main gripe with this one. Too many remixes of Don't Be Afraid and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? I like I Miss You, but I'm kind of burnt out by that song too. So yeah, I mean this record right here was alright, you know. Alright, then we have Anthony Hamilton, What I'm Feeling. Very, 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 very dope album. Anthony Hamilton did his thing with this one. This album came out in 2016. Known for songs like Walk in My Shoes, Never Let It Go. You know, What I'm Feeling, featuring the Hamiltons and stuff like that. This is actually, I think, one of his first albums in a couple of years and shit. I know he took a hiatus and stuff like that too. So, yeah. What are you doing now? God. Alright, next we got The Handsome Family with Unseen. This is more like, I got this album for free. I got this album for free and shit like that. I think it's like more of like alternative rock and stuff too. So yeah, I haven't even listened to that shit yet. Trying to take it in. Alright, Heather B, Taking Mine. This album came out in 1996. You know what I'm saying? Very dope album. This is a fucking classic album, if you ask me. Heather B, you guys should know. Yeah, this is a fucking hip hop classic right here. She, you know, an affiliate from the BDP family. Known for songs like My Kind of Nigga, Taking Mine, Real Niggas Up, If Heads Only Knew. Excuse me. If you're a Boogie Down production head, Kenny Parker head, because you know Kenny Parker did this whole minus one song which was produced by the Beatminerz. He did pretty much his whole album. All right. Then we got Heavy D and the Boys. I got Peaceful Journey and I got Nothing But Love. Both albums came out in 1991 and 1994 respectively and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Peaceful Journey, sorry about that, I've been so distracted. Peaceful Journey pretty much came out during Trouble T Warrior's death and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? It kind of has like a more somber, spiritual kind of ordeal, if that makes sense, and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? That record was pretty alright, you know, it's pretty straight. You know, it has songs like Don't Curse, Now That We Found Love, The Lover's Got What You Need, Is It Good to You, which that's the Heavy D version. They had two versions of the song. The one from the Juice soundtrack, that's the Timmy Lucas version and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like both versions, to be real with you. Both versions was pretty good, but but I guess, you know, how can I put this? If I had to pick one, if I had to pick one, it might just be the Heavy D version. Just being real with you. Now, Nothing But Love. this is actually my favorite. This is actually my favorite Heavy D and the Boys album and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? This album to me, it was known for songs like "I'm Nothing But Love," "Sex with You," "Got Me Waiting." That and the remix was dope. Spend a Little Time on Top. You know what I'm saying? With this record, it's kind of like a return back to the basics kind of album and shit like that, because the fact that the Blue Funk album, which is the album I need in my collection, it had a more darker kind of tone. So this album kind of brought them back to the more like positive kind of feel to it. You know what I'm saying? But I fuck with the what's the album? I fuck with the Blue Funk album. But hey, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna end this off right here because I'm already 30 minutes in and it's about to be 7:30. I gotta get ready for work. Then we got Jimi Hendrix and the Experience. We got the first album, Are You Experienced? This came out in 1967. I mean, this is a classic album, fucking masterpiece, one of the best debuts in rock history. I got the American version and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? American version was pretty good. I think the American version was the one with Foxy Lady and stuff like that too. I want to say The When Christ Mary was exclusively on the American version. So, yeah, fucking rock classic in my opinion. And then we have the last album I want to show, Electric Ladyland. This is the last Jimi Hendrix album, and the last Jimi Hendrix Experience album that came out. This one right here was pretty good. It's actually my favorite album they've ever came out with, possibly. Jimi Hendrix actually did the production. Himself. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So this was a pretty good record. I love songs like And God's Made Love, Voodoo Child, Come On Let the Good Times Roll, 1983, A Mermaid Should Turn to Be. I mean, this had a very strong psychedelic feel to it. Fucking love it. All right, I wish I can actually show y'all some more records, but my time is very limited. Plus, I'm so sorry for the outburst with the laptop and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to do this video, while charging up my phone. But now my charge is not really charging. So I'm just looking at myself like, Lord have mercy. I just had a good day. I'm not trying to fuck this shit up. So I'm going to upload this version, and then I'm going to finish up the last version probably tomorrow night. So stay tuned on that, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.